starting this?
I mean, it's a cafecito. Have you ever had a café?
Yeah.
We're live. Espera, cheers me, bro. Falta respeto. Mira, aquí estoy con Dila, Keep it Gully. Can I say your shoot name?
Yeah, you can say it.
Emanuel. If you can hear the background, you already know que estamos en Hialeah. But more importantly, before we cheers, I want to say salud. Cheers to one of the pioneers, the king of Miami when it comes to thrift, to thrifting and vintage clothing. Somebody I've known for about 8 to 9 years now. But we'll get into that. But cheers. He's gonna take us in. We're gonna start. We're gonna thrift for the day. So salud.
Salud.
I'm still recovering from this last weekend show, so I need another one.
Yeah, I'm good with one, yo.
I want the maíz. I want maíz, save it. ¿Quieren café? Yeah. So take us. I want you to take us to. I know that thrifting is it's a very like underbelly subculture of Miami. There's a lot that goes into it. I've learned a lot of it through you from when I first met you, and the craziness and the crazy stories about you getting kicked out or you getting into fights.
From that corner over there.
That's why we're here. I see you a little bit paranoid.
They gotta watch over my back.
Just take us through what a day looks like when you go like thrifting or trying to find like your dopest like vintage gear.
This is where basically it all started with me.
In this plaza?
Yeah, in this plaza. Because as a little kid, my grandfather, who lived right across Lejeune right there, used to bring me over here. And I don't know, that's how I discovered this whole world of thrifting.
At that evil corner over there.
Evil corner right there, red, white, and blue.
What you guys don't know is that we actually got kicked out of there and they told us to come here. No, we're kidding. But maybe it did happen. All right, so vamos. First come in, what is it the first thing you do?
First thing I do, I mainly go and look at t-shirts. That's my main thing.
Is there something you look for immediately? Are you looking for a certain theme? Or is just whatever pops that you know, like the value?
Yeah. Just prices have gone crazy. Like this is wild. Like, see, this is selling right now, but like $30 for a. I don't know if I can do this. They're gonna kick us out of here too, but that's insane. Like now thrift stores are turning into boutiques and stuff, so it's pretty wild, yo. So
Buc-ee's, I like Buc-ee's.
You like Buc-ee's? It's not vintage though, it's new though. So we just basically look through racks and shit. Like you see this, that's $10, and it's not even it's modern. So
it's just not something that's actually vintage.
You're looking for something that's actually vintage, like you know what I'm saying?
Something from legitimately from back then.
It's not as cool though, you know what I'm saying? So we're out here just trying to find like 90s, early 2000s, 80s stuff, you know, but pretty sure it's been picked through. We came later in the day, so
they already ransacked everything.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty sure.
Si encuentras ahí una camisa Celia Cruz, extra large,
azúcar.
I did want to, actually my first, I think, vintage piece of clothing, it was an Undertaker shirt.
Did I get
that you sold that to me?
Yeah, I did.
This was, imagínate, I've known you
couple years back.
It's been what, 8, 9 years?
Yeah,
so actually, 9 years. I met you through, as a wrestling fan. So it was way before anything having to do with like vintage. So I know you've been a huge wrestling fan, and that's how we first met, and going to wrestling shows and at Union.
Yeah, that's what brought me to Union was that
the wrestling.
People were telling me that it was a themed bar with wrestling. And I'm like, I love wrestling, I love craft beer, and it's just like, yo, fuck it. Like,
all just married together.
And then, we became friends. You used to see me there. Like, I used to come stay till late as fucking night. And I'll tell you, like, the shit I go through.
I was your therapist during the working hours, and then you were my therapist after hours.
So I'll be there like, oh, today I got in this fight at the thrift store with some guy who tried to take the shirt from me. Tremenda locura.
So it's crazy, because I've always thought that's why I wanted to bring you here, because I wanted to see, like, what it was like. You know, and I know it's a little bit subtle, because it's later in the day.
Yeah, it's
3:05 p.m. Or it was 3:05 p.m. when we drank. But I know usually early in the day when the items are just brought out, like that's usually when it's the craziest for you, right?
Or as they're bringing stuff out, people just like, you know, here they don't really bring out stuff like that, so you won't see none of that, oh shit, you know, we'll be tugging on the item, snatching it.
So that actually does happen.
That does happen, man. Unfortunately, people try to be civil, but that's how people make a living. So.
Of course. You know, this is your job.
Yeah, basically,
your livelihood. I always wonder, actually, this is something I've never even like really asked you, was outside of Miami, is the vintage game similar like that? Like if you were to go to New York and start thrifting, like
it's everywhere, because it's like basically you're just trying to eat, you know what I'm saying? Like this little $2 shirt, even if it's worth $10, but that profit you make on it, that covers like your meal for the day, you know? like you get like 10 of these in a day, that all adds up.
Adds
So
up,
that's
yeah.
the thing. So if it's really your full-time job,
Then that's how you're gonna treat it anywhere. It doesn't
yeah,
matter where
exactly.
you're at.
But most places, other places are calm. Just Miami is a special place, you know.
So what about Miami do you think makes it crazy?
You know how it is out here.
It's a hustle out here.
Miami people are different, man. Everyone is out for themselves, man. Like your own people will stab you in the
can't-
back for a piece of clothing, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's
We all came from nothing, so we know what it feels like.
you gotta watch your back constantly.
Yeah.
People watching what you buy, you sell, you know. Like that's why, like me personally, I don't even like posting what I find, you know,
Yeah.
because then
That was another thing. I know it's very secretive, right? Like this.
yeah, like years ago, I'll be honest with you, I would have never done this. Been at a thrift like shop, like doing this and like showing you like around
Yeah.
or something because, you know, like it was something that I
you
didn't,
kind of had to.
Yeah.
You're required to gatekeep because if you expose your shit, then you're pretty much
you're pretty much
you're
shitting
taking
what
away from your own
exactly,
livelihood
like-
and your money.
Like, why am I gonna come with a group of people and be like, hey, let's
This
all
is
go
where you could
thrifting,
find
you know,
some
you can
dope
find
shit.
this, like, you know, so it's just that aspect of it is, yeah,
Vamos
no.
a ir por
Vamos
aquí,
a ir
a
por
ver.
acá, a ver. Nosotros
Eh,
no vamos a traer nada, pero vamos a ver, a lo mejor lo podemos,
Mira los Marlins.
coño, los Marlins.
Los Marlins.
Ah, pero esto no sirve.
Perdón.
Permiso,
Perdón,
permiso.
perdón.
Ustedes son los duros.
No.
No, tú eres el duro acá, tú eres el duro acá.
Is there a piece do you feel like in Miami? Is there a common item? Should we move to another rack?
No, we can just stay here. I mean, we can
Is
stay here.
there-
We're in the t-shirt
is-
section. The common
Is there
thing
a
you always
common
find-
a theme that you find people wanting the most?
Well, people in Miami always like the Miami stuff. Like the thing that's most common is finding is Marlins.
Yeah,
like,
I've
you find
noticed.
the Marlins shit like all
Florida
over. Yeah, it's-
Marlins,
it's-
not Miami Marlins.
Yeah, the Florida Marlins. Yeah, they made so much of it. Like the hardest thing to find from here is Miami Heat stuff.
Yeah,
That's like the hardest. Like I don't
Yeah.
know why. I mean,
it's hard to find.
yeah, they had great logos. Everything is just like it's just weird that they didn't make enough of it. They were also a younger team in that era. They came out in '88.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. They
Well, the
didn't pump
Marlins
out.
was
It was
93.
93. But you find that.
I think I got one of my vintage. Obviously, all my vintage clothing is pretty much from you, but I have a Marlins shirt that I wear way
Yeah.
too often. I got from you also.
Which one is it?
It was a teal one, a teal
Yeah.
T-shirt. It had the old school Florida Marlins logo. I think it was from '93.
Yeah,
I think it was from
no, it's
93.
from '97, I think.
Was
I
it?
remember, yeah.
From the-
From
was it a
the
World
one-
Series
yeah,
shirt?
The first World Series, yeah.
Do you have a favorite piece of like vintage clothing?
Me.
Si quieres, pase. Tranquilo.
Hey, you guys are the best.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I'll trade you a cafecito for that Red Bull.
We should have asked him what he was looking for. But yeah, what was
like
well,
your
my main
your
thing,
piece of clothing that you enjoy or like the most, or your
well-
most prized possession that you've found?
Well, I got rid of it because I just got over it, which is
Yeah.
crazy. What drove me to thrifting and doing this was polo, like vintage polo. That was my
Okay.
thing. I used to run in and like go straight to the jackets and be like, I gotta find a Snow Beach jacket. Like, you get me? Like, that was my thing. And after I got it, I actually had to buy it because I never found it.
Yeah.
And then they retroed it, and then I was just like, and then I just, time passes, you know, like.
Speaking of retro, I see a retro. Is that a Jordan sneaker? I see over there?
Sí, es un Jordan ahí, ¿ven? Un par de Jordan aquí.
What size, bro? What size?
Nah, they're not for you. Oh, they're 9, yo.
No,
You're a
I'm-
10 and a half, bro.
Yeah.
I know your size, yo.
Yeah. So actually now we're found the sneaker. Tell me something about, I've lately become, as you know, I bother you every day about sneakers and trying to peep game and pick your brain. How's like the sneaker game in Miami, and how did that all start when you were doing the thrifting in the beginning when you first started? Has the sneaker game changed here in Miami?
Completely. It's like totally different. I've kind of like stepped away from the whole sneaker thing.
Is it more toxic than thrifting? The sneaker game out here?
No, I think vintage is more toxic. It's a way more toxic fucking community. Like, yo, the vintage people are just, we're special. Like, you know, but yeah, the sneaker thing has just gotten like, it's totally different. I don't know, I got out of it. Like, I still get my shoes, but I really don't give a fuck no more.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Like,
It's
the
crazy,
whole sneaker shit-
but I think it, again, like, and part of the show, the reason for the show is like wanting to showcase, you know, different subcultures of Miami, and this is a big subculture of Miami, and it's not always like sunshine and rainbows, right? Like, oh, pretty lights, Miami. It's like, nah, there's like weird and dark, like little toxic communities, and just like in any community. So it's like, yeah, that's why I'm glad that this is like a raw conversation about like a crazy like subculture in our city.
With the sneakers, in like early 2000, like I think it's like 2006, 2007, we used to even have like sneaker battles that we did.
Oh, you told me about that.
Yeah, and they were held on the beach, and dude, we used to fucking.
Buck 15?
Yeah, at Buck 15, and
me.
that was dope. You know, like it brought people together. Like the crazy thing is that some of my best and closest friends have come either from sneakers or thrifting or wrestling. You get me? So it's like all those things like it brought me at least like
It all married together.
yeah, and some of my best friends are from those worlds. So that's what makes it dope.
I do want to ask, since, kind of a wrestling term, Abel.
What?
Tag teams,
Tag teams.
collaborations.
Uh-huh.
The shirt I'm wearing,
Yeah.
I haven't worn this in a long time. This was a collaboration
Yeah.
that I did with you many years ago. How important do you feel? I feel like in the fashion game, and you see it in the sneaker game also, and thrifting, and with different shops. Like, how important do you feel like collaborating with like fellow members of the community?
I think it's a great thing because it elevates both brands or all parties that are involved, and it just helps everyone grow.
Exactly.
It just helps.
It helps
like,
alleviate some of that toxicity.
And it's just but
the
it's
culture.
dope. It's like, oh, these people can get together and stuff and like create something dope. Like you know what I'm saying? Like me, I did like vintage and streetwear, and fucking I made this with a beer store. You know, and it has like it was inspired by a older NWO shirt. So so
UBS for life.
yeah, and then it has to keep it Gully. So
Yeah,
the slogan right there, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. That was our thing at Union Beer
But
Store.
unfortunately, when you're thrifting, sometimes you
gotta
gotta be a dick because if you're gonna get that shit right there,
I see
you
you're on
know?
edge. I see.
Yo, yeah.
Ten cuidado, mira, next to you.
cuidado, mira, el viejito, ¿cómo está, man?
You have to before Ponte las Pilas was a thing. The slogan was, the catchphrase was, "Don't be a dick." Always.
Yeah, it was like that was a classic thing that Union had, yo.
Aquí no hay nada.
Aquí esto parece tremenda porquería. I can already tell by looking over this, bro.
How about on that side?
No, let's go this way. Let's go this way. I think they got jackets. Adrian, where you going? Where you going?
On this side, the jacket.
The jackets are over here. Let's go look at jackets. You got pants, jeans. Let's look at jeans. Maybe we find some cool.
Te dieron una mirada ajá, when you said ahí porquería. Ten cuidado. One of the ladies.
I mean, it's true.
So, aquí tú compras mucho.
Aquí, casi nunca, de vez en cuando. Estamos aquí porque los botan de allá. At least we're getting, I don't know, the job done. Maybe we find something. Who knows? You know, like.
What is it you look for when you're looking for jeans and pants? What do you look for? Is it brands?
Yeah, brands, yo. Like right now, the Y2K shit is hot, yo. So I'm looking for shit like that.
The what is hot?
Like Y2K.
White?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like all those like I don't know, like early 2000s brands, like even like South Pole, like shit that was whack when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Like it was like frowned upon. If you wore South Pole, bro, like that was whack, bro.
Yeah.
And now these kids, I guess, cause that's what they knew and saw when they were younger. Like it's a thing, and they're paying more for the pieces than what they used to cost at retail back then. So it like, kind of like bugs me out.
That's always been an
It's stuff that I
interesting-
used to like pass on and be like, oh, now I just pick it up now when I see it. You know,
Yeah, because you know it moves.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's just vintage, like.
So I did wanna talk about how we first met. I know we touched on it.
Yeah.
But how you were, I mean, our friendship started because of wrestling, right? Our love for professional wrestling. You have been at CCW even before I started going to the shows. You have only missed. This last weekend we just had our 52nd bash at the brew.
Yeah.
Which was a wild time. You've only missed 2.
Yeah, one was a vacation and the other one was a wedding.
So you've only missed 2, which is wild. So I wanted to talk about like, I know you're very supportive of like independent wrestling and local wrestling. You have a deep place for it in your heart.
I actually.
So like why? Where does that come from? Where does that passion for like local wrestling? You not missing, and not only that you've been to 50 out of 52 Bash of the Brews, but outside of Bash of the Brew, you've been to many other CCW shows.
Yeah.
I don't think you've missed a Rumble in the Jungle. So again, where does that passion for not only professional wrestling as a kid, but obviously now supporting the locals way before I even started wrestling?
Well, I just like wrestling ever since I was a kid. Like that's like one of the first things I remember as a child. Like I stopped drinking out of a bottle because the wrestlers on TV, they didn't drink out of a bottle. I told my mom, yeah,
I don't need this.
Yeah, I used to eat steak.
Now you drink out of little 1 ounce cups.
No, my mom would be like, why are you eating all that steak? It's like, oh, porque me va a hacer más fuerte que Hulk Hogan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. I thought it was like, wrestling has always been a
They're
part.
superheroes.
That and like basketball and like stuff like that was always what I was into.
Yeah.
But wrestling, like, and the reason I like the local stuff more is because, and the indie stuff, it's like more personal, man. It's like, and what CCW has done, like with all the storylines now, how they've like, I've seen it like grow and like in the
You've
past
seen the evolution of the stories.
It's way better. Like I prefer CCW than the top promotions. Like, I don't know. I just
that's something that, and I know you're not saying it now because I'm a wrestler. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Like this is something I've
I
heard.
don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, I've seen you. I've heard you say that before when we were at Union and before I became a wrestler. So yeah, it's dope to see you now on the other side. Like now, actually as a wrestler, like. And seeing you there, it's from going to the shows with you to now.
That to me bugs me out. You were the guy at the bar at Union, like this guy there that we will talk about. Oh, I went to the show, and you'd be like, oh, whatever. Like, oh yeah, CCW thing.
I believe too, your first time getting in a ring, right? Was it with us for one of the beer spots?
Nah, well.
For the triple choke slam.
Well, actually, in a live show, yes.
Yeah. During a live show.
During a live show, yeah. You guys invited me, and I jumped in the ring with you guys. That was cool.
Yeah, it's still wild to think of like the conversations like when we were closing up Union and we were cleaning, and like I had just started training, and like, you were always very supportive of me, and like you always like gave me complete validation and gave me confidence. And like, yo, you got this. Like that you were excited to see my growth, and it's crazy to see
great, like,
where we're at now.
And the fact you also listen to shit that I tell you too, like, you know what I'm saying? You actually take my advice on stuff. So.
Yeah.
That's dope though.
It's crazy.
I've seen the whole
growth,
evolution of Domino, like
Domino.
that guy, like
it's crazy.
From
Tremendo
Manolo de and now you're fucking
what's next?
Domino.
What's next? What's after Domino? Maybe I start thrifting too. What's up?
Nah.
Nah.
I'll put you in a domino effect.
Oh damn. Bueno, as we wrap up and we go home, I have one more question.
What?
What was a time in your life that you knew que tú te tuviste que poner las pilas?
Oh shit. No, you made me laugh. I don't know. Like right now, like you got me
It
off
could
guard
be
with that.
something funny, something serious. What was the time you knew you had to wake up, ponerte las pilas? Maybe in a moment where you were doing something thrifting and me tengo que poner las pilas ahora.
I feel like that every day when I come to the thrift. I mean, I gotta like as soon as that stuff comes out, man, I gotta ponerme las pilas and just fucking
lock
start
in.
grabbing. Yeah, I gotta be focused on what
So I guess
I'm doing.
the poniéndote las pilas when you're thrifting is
It's
like you
every
said
day.
earlier. It's your livelihood. This is people don't realize that this is
It's
not a
luck.
hobby. This is your job.
Exactly. It's not just something you do. It's like, oh, I got lucky. I found this. No, it's because I'm consistent.
Yeah.
I am here every day.
It is
Me
your-
pongo las pilas to do this shit.
It is your
You know
9 to
what I'm
5.
saying? Like, yeah,
Legit.
exactly. That's what it is, man. So,
Bueno, I appreciate you taking the time of day. Y
yeah.
siempre con la pila bien puesta. Dale.